All right, welcome everybody out. Tonight's topic is HD Clear
Have we
Topical Blend.
have we recorded it? Is that
Yep, we're
okay?
recording.
Okay, fantastic. Sorry.
So hello everybody, HD Clear Topical Blend.
All right. Hi everyone. I'm Jade and this is Ben, and welcome to our oil spotlight. So once a week we pick a topic. So if we pick an oil, we go through the oil and we talk all about it, or we pick a health topic. So like insulin or diabetes or whatever the topic is, we pick it and we talk about what to do. So tonight we're going to talk about this oil called HD Clear. All right, and it's very I think people don't appreciate it as much. So hopefully after tonight, people will appreciate it more. So it comes in a roller bottle like this, and you have, nowadays, doTERRA has these metal balls that push slightly in, I think. Yeah, or maybe not. You know, it helps the oils not melt down the plastic ball. So that's your HD Clear, okay?
And in Canada, this is called HD Clean.
HD Clean, ooh, okay. But in Australia, it's still HD Clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. You know that. So just a summary of HD Clear. It helps with acne, pimple-prone skin, and it's for other skin blemishes, oily skin, irritable skin. It helps release the emotional pain, helps let go of self-judgment. And it helps us become more self-aware, feeling more worthy, and more self-accepting. Alrighty. So before we move on, does anyone want to share any stories or experiences you've had with HD Clear? What have you used this oil for?
When Carson was younger, and well, she doesn't have it so bad now, but particularly for teens, it's really good for their acne and things when their hormones are kind of fluctuating. So she had good success with the whole HD Clear line. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So my kids are getting up to that age now, and we're using a lot more of this too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It makes sense when you look at the letting go of self-judgment. When they're teenagers, they're really going through all of that and the self-awareness and self-accepting. So that really makes sense.
Yeah, awesome. Debbie Gordon.
I have used it for all of my teenage boys, and they love it, honestly. Yep. I have one boy, my 13-year-old, who has a lot of, I don't know what to call it, but cystic acne, because that's what it is. Yep. And we add blue tansy to the HD Clear and a little bit of thyme oil, and it's fantastic.
Awesome. So you guys take note. Add a little bit of thyme and blue tansy if it's just not as strong as you want it to be. Yep, Jean. Oh wait, just unmute yourself. 1 second. Okay.
My 16-year-old ordered the product line from America because it wasn't available. I didn't think it was available here. And I was doing an order anyway, and he had applied it just overnight. He was shocked at the result overnight. And it was really good for him. And he breaks out certain areas and really big, breakouts. So for him, it was like, oh my goodness, like. So he said, Mum, can we also order an extra bottle just on the side for when I run out? I said, sure. So because he had the extra bottle, I had, so the 2 weeks after surgery, I ended up going back and getting the drain put in. My skin was really irritable, and my pain threshold was just, I don't know if I could tolerate it anymore. And so I remember there was an area I thought, maybe I'll just put the HD Clear on it, and I did. And it felt really good. Like by day 2, I saw there was quite a difference. I normally have helichrysum and frankincense, my certain oils I use. But I think it was also emotional pain because there's some things that took place and it made me upset that this particular doctor wouldn't listen. And then, of course, I go back in for the drain And because this time they left, they did it locally, I was consciously away. We were having conversations while they were working on me. And the whole time, he, even right to the end, he put his hand on me a number of times and he'd say, I'm really sorry, Jean. And it was purely, he just wouldn't listen. He wouldn't listen. I've known my journey prior to how my body reacts. And so it was really good to have that connection. But yeah, I needed to let go of that emotional pain and address it. But at the same time, he was able to see connections. So it was really cool.
Oh, okay. That's just win-win, but in a
It was.
challenging way. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. And go ahead and jump in if something else comes to mind. But HD Clear, it's, you know.
Jade, can I interrupt you one more time?
Go ahead.
When you say letting go of emotional pain,
Yes.
I do believe that's an issue for my Ben.
Mm.
But he's very quiet and he doesn't share openly.
Yeah.
So what are your suggestions to help him do that? Because we talked about that right after he finished his 8th grade year.
Yeah.
He got really, really sick for 8 days. And my children never get sick.
Yeah.
And all the oils he was scanning for were emotional based, of moving on from junior high to the high school. And he was leaving behind his friends. So we talked about that several times. But he's very uncomfortable. So what suggestions do you have to help them with that emotional pain?
Well, let's talk about this oil because there's a lot of stuff here that might help open people up. One of the things above is self-awareness. So sometimes it's like uncomfortable because it's just uncomfortable and you don't know where to go with that discomfort. So why would you go through that discomfort if you don't know where it's going to end up? You know, if you know that you're going to end up being able to release it and I guess address it, then it's good. But if you think, oh, I'm just going to blow up and it's just going to be worse. That's what acne is about, explosion, right? And we'll talk about that. But the ingredients, look how cool. Black cumin seed, Litsea berry. Okay, so doTERRA has made several changes to this blend. Before it was rosewood and now it's hoe wood. It didn't have Litsea, it had lemongrass before. But black cumin seed, this is like a kind of a hot oil too. And eucalyptus leaf, melaleuca, those are very powerful cleansing oil. And then geranium. Geranium is a great antioxidant, but it's great for skin repair. But you know, remember I used to talk about geranium opening hearts. You know, those people that suppress, and then so much so that, you know, you explode. So geranium helps open that heart so that you kind of, you know, have a connection to that heart. I love when Debbie Gordon says, get out of your head, get into your heart. Get out of your head, get into your heart. That's exactly what HD Clear tells us to do. Okay, get out of your head and into your heart. So I just wanted to share with you, even me as an adult, some days that teenage kid, you know, inside surfaces and literally surfaces on my face. So over the years, I've worked on self-love, self-acceptance, worthy, and self-awareness. And it just will be different, I guess, the different ages, okay, different ages inside of you. So if you've resolved, you know, what happened at school when you were 12, and then later on something, you know, from 16 comes up and you don't really know and recognize, but something will trigger it, something will be a mirror to it, some rejection maybe, and then, you know, that little 16-year-old girl goes, well, I remember how that felt. And then, you know, if we don't resolve it, it just keeps, you know, being buried and then resurfacing and burying, resurfing. All right. So this is a wonderful oil to help us resolve it. And, you know, I love the doTERRA oils, you guys. For the people who are new, I noticed a few people that are here. The essential oils are actually the immunity of the plant. They just steam distill it or cold press it. And it's just the plant concentrated without the leafy bits. So, you know, with doTERRA, they have all their oils very pure and sourced in its indigenous places. And so this is a blend of all of these beautiful single oils. Okay, and we can order it wholesale if you talk to the person that invited you to this class, and ask them, how do I get these oils at a discount? And they'll help you, okay? But physically, of course, we talk about how it cleans and helps your body repair the imperfections on the surface. You know, it helps you go deeper than that, and it especially helps people to let go of issues that they've held on in the past. You might feel like a teenager sometimes, you know, that little kid comes out again. And for those people who are perfectionists, this is the oil for you to help you be okay with your humanity. Okay, this is still a big oil for me. It smells like lemonade to me. It's just yummy. And, you know, so that is a clue for me to know that this is an oil that I need. And I still need to work on whatever it is that it's trying to help me with. Okay, like Debbie Westcott said here, the family uses the whole thing. Jean, she mentioned that too. So HD Clear comes in 3 forms as a system with 3 products. So there's a foaming face wash, and then there's the oil. Okay, so you can put it on the spots with a spot treatment, and then there's that lotion, and it's not oil, it's very light. It's just for people who have acne-prone skin. You know, if you're prone to blemishes or just lots of overstimulation, of overproduction of oils on your face. So that's a good blend, but I wouldn't just stop there. I would go further on and balance the hormones, do a detoxing and cleansing, and do a lot of emotional healing if I can. Yeah, because that's a tricky age. It's hard because you're in between, you know, that childhood and making transitions from being a kid to an adult. That's a big deal. All right. And you know what, as an adult, sometimes I see kid in people and I feel like, oh, there's some things that, you know, they can work on to resolve it and move forward. Alrighty, so as normal, I take every oil and I look at the 3 levels of healing that we go through, because everybody goes through the healing. And I just love the fact that, you know, we heal on so many levels, and these oils allow that to happen, okay, because we're mind, body, and spirit creatures. And, you know, if you only take the one level, you know, you're not really taking care of yourself very well. Okay, so of course the first thing is clear the complexion. So HD Clear, put it on your spots. So you open it up and then just dab it on. That's as easy as it can get. Great for the teenage skin, you know, even the adults. People that have, you know, candida in their gut, and if they manifest the candida on their face, so you've got the adult acne, you can put the HD Clear on that. So there's skin imperfections. So there's other places around your body. So if you have like the spots on your arms, in the back of your arms, some people have that, the little bumpy spots that just, they're just not smooth. That's fungal. If you have like a discoloration on your body somewhere, on your skin, it's fungal. So, you know, I would consider doing the cleanse. Internally and externally, you can use fractionated coconut oil and the HD Clear. So it depends on your level of sensitivity. This oil, it's not too strong, but some people might be very sensitive to it. Maybe it might be too strong for your skin. So just do a little spot test and see if it reddens. And if it does, then dilute it with the fractionated coconut oil and dilute it as much as you need to, depending on your skin type. All right. So that's for skin imperfections. So rub it on and do it consistently. So if you're taking care of like a fungal concern or some sort of, a candida concern, you can't just do it one time, okay? You need to do it consistently several times a day and for several months, okay? But you'll see the results, like Jean said, you know, nearly overnight. But just keep doing it and get down to the root of it. And of course, while you're doing that, your body's doing an emotional healing at the same time. So sometimes we dump, we cry, we're just upset for no reason. That's how we emotionally heal. Okay, so so that you know. Anybody want to say anything? It's pretty straightforward. Yeah. Okay, so other types of irritable skin, Debbie Gordon mentioned a few oils. You can use your thyme. It's a bit of a hot oil, but you can dilute that. She said blue tansy, that's great too. I'm going to suggest lavender and cedarwood. Those are very gentle oils, but especially with cedarwood, it's so gentle on your skin. It's so moisturizing, but it's so powerful against the bugs and, you know, we can say invaders such as bacteria and stuff. So, you know, we have athlete's foot, jock itch, you know, toe, foot fungus and stuff. You know, HD Clear is fantastic for that. All right, so you can rub it on that area, and you need to just do it consistently. One lady I know, she just used the Melaleuca, and that was it, just the Melaleuca. And she was getting some results, and I said, hey, let's bump it up a notch, maybe use a little bit of oregano too. So Melaleuca is in this blend. Anyways, she just kept it at Melaleuca for a while, and I said, that big toe, you know that it's correlating to the brain, right? And she's like, oh, really? I said, yeah. So just keep cleansing, but know that you're going to clear away stinking thinking. And, you know, sure enough, after a month of just diligent application, she came to me and she says, I have a new toe. It's been 25 years. I said, oh, holy moly. And she said, look, my brain is clear, Jade. I can remember stuff. I can remember things I read. And I can think clearly. And I thought, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Okay. So, you know, when you have the different like irritations, imperfections in different areas, just take note where it is. And perhaps, you know, it's helping other parts of your body too. HD Clear is great for oily skin. It kind of helps the balance. So a little bit of fractionated coconut oil mixed with it and then apply it on location. Of course, you can use the whole HD Clear system and help the skin be less oily. Okay? And the last thing here, I think that some people might not know or just, you know, it makes sense, but you probably don't think about it, is immunity boosting. I mean, look at the eucalyptus and the Melaleuca. So if you have, say, something that you're struggling with, your throat's scratchy, or, you know, you've got a bit of a cold coming on, you can actually rub it on your feet. It's already mixed for you. It's a different kind of, you know, oil blend, but sometimes your body needs this one instead of another one. So you give it a go. If you don't have other oils and you just have HD Clear, go ahead and use it. It's great for the immunity as well. All right. But like anything, we need to be consistent with our application. Okay, guys. Anyone want to say anything, add something to it? No, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Yeah, I'm really happy and excited about the next part. All right, the mind. Okay, there's a lot of applications here. So HD Clear is the oil of accepting imperfections. You might think, why? Why would I accept that? This is very important, okay? So it helps with the emotional pain, with angry, with self-judgment, concealing, suppressing, and blaming. All right, so I think, yeah, that's all me. Right, and the positive is it helps us be more self-accepting, self-love, worthy, healthy, expression, you know, have better expression and more self-aware. All right, so sometimes you just have this discomfort inside and you don't know why and where it's coming from. So what Debbie Gordon was saying, hey, she has a son that just can't speak it, can't share it. And, you know, as women, we have lots of words for our emotions. But sometimes we don't know exactly how to communicate it either. Alrighty, so listen to this. HD Clear clarifies the mind and the spirit. Okay, it clears your face, but it clears your mind and it clears your spirit too. So it's a house cleaning oil, like your temple house. Okay. So many problems we have with ourselves and with others stem from a weak sense of self. Right? A weak sense of self. As a child, we follow rules and we have directions and guidance from others. But there's a time, and that's why we talk about that teenage years, that we have to kind of move on and use those earlier skills and knowledge, but then start to detect and decide for ourselves what we really want to be. Okay, and who we want to be. So it's like giving yourself an identity, but consciously using your power of choice. Okay, so we have a few emotional and mental applications here. So for self-acceptance, you can use HD Clear with Slim and Sassy, with Bergamot, with Litsea. Right, so if you have Litsea, go ahead and use it. And you can use it topically, right, or aromatically, depending on which oil you pick. And you can say an affirmation like this. You can say, I fully accept myself for all that I am. Okay, and I'll do more explanation down below. But just keep using it. Teach your kids, I fully accept myself for all that I am. You know what? I really wish I knew this when I was a teenager. But I had to learn it later on in my 30s, and that's okay. You know, this is something really good to teach your kids. And, you know, perhaps if you haven't accepted yourself, this is a good thing to consider applying, okay? For self-love, use Forgive and HD Clear. And the affirmation, you can use it topically, aromatically. The affirmation is, I am fully tolerant and loving towards myself. So when you're tolerant with yourself, guess what? You're not going to be judging others. All right, so you see them as humans too. And because you're humans, you're not perfect, and that's okay. And you look past all the imperfections and love them anyways. And maybe love them for those imperfections. Okay. Just a quick note, I remind myself and others that God gives us weaknesses to remind us to be humble. Okay, so, you know, be grateful for those weaknesses too. The next thing here is feeling healthy. So remember, Mr. Eucalyptus is in this blend. So, you know, there's something wrong with me all the time, all right? Maybe, you know, not so much like a hypochondriac or anything, but just feeling like there's just something about me that's just not quite right, thinking that you're not well or not healthy. So you can use oils like Basil, DDR Prime, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and HD Clear. And so use those 3 oils or a combination of those, and then tell yourself, I release the need to be sick. I choose to be strong and healthy, right? And sometimes it's subconscious, you guys. And sometimes we don't know that we're looking for sickness in ourselves because, you know, you've got those glasses where you're looking for the imperfections. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Instead of, hey, what's right? What's right about me, right? So, you know, we grow up in a society where it teaches us, you know, to look for what's wrong, right? But now we can rewrite these things. And if it's not too late for us, and definitely not too late for our children. So those people who have teenagers, let's do it. Let's make a pack and we can teach our kids to look for the good stuff and be more positive, all right? Okay, so the next thing here is expressing self. And oh boy, I'm like, when I did this, I'm more, I don't know what people are thinking, but I think this is all me. Everything here is all me. It's all for me. So lavender, spearmint, HD Clear, citrus bliss. Those are the oils that you can rub on your throat here, on your chest, and inhale and smell that. And tell yourself, I am free to express my true self. I have a girlfriend and I look at her and I laugh because I'm like, you're just like me. She has got so much passion inside. She holds back and she just says what she needs to say, but then you can see that she's holding in, and I'm like, I'm the same. I'm going to kill people with my passion if I let go fully. And one time Ben joked and he says, if you were a superhero, Jade, you'd be super passionate. And I'm all, yeah, I could hurt somebody with my passion. So take it down a notch. So here I am free to express myself, my true self. And then the arrows that go in the opposite direction is the releasing, letting go. So I say, I release the need to hide myself. So, you know, I'm like, it's handy that I'm short and small. I can, you know, sneak in the back and sit there and not be noticed. But it's like kind of Marianne Williamson said, you know, it's not going to serve anybody, you know, to be small, right? So you're doing no one a favor, right? Okay, so here we are. The last thing for the mind is self-aware. And this is so important. You know, sometimes we just don't know what that yucky feeling is inside. So using oils like juniper berry, fennel, jasmine, ginger, balance, HD clear, are very good oils to help you kind of figure out what it is that you truly are feeling and what the root is. You know, I guess it's God likes to teach me stuff when I'm trying to learn. So trying to make friends with HD Clear. And this morning I woke up and it was that. It was just, you know, angry, frustrated, and just confused. I don't know what was happening inside of me. But then when I stopped and I was trying to be more self-aware, I felt like a voice inside my head saying, that's all fear. That's all fear. And you know what fear is, Jade? Fear is not faith. And I thought, yeah, that's right. And I'm all, you know, cry it out, let it out, and just, you know, figure it out until I can feel that connection to God. And then, you know, when I do that, I have more control over myself. And so that was an exercise in self-awareness, right? Sometimes people have feelings and they just, you can see it, but they don't know it themselves. You know, so we do have that iToby scanner, and it's updated, so the next one's coming. But when we were using it, sometimes the oils come up and you look at them and you look at the people that the person that it's scanned up for, and you think, whoa, that's just right on the mark. And then, you know, once in a while you get a person, you're like, no, that's not me. No, that's not me. Not at all. And I'm like, wow, they're so not self-aware. And, you know, I hope I'm not like that at all. I hope I can accept and see what I need to do to progress and move forward, to change and move forward. Right. I'm going to pause here for a moment and then I'll talk about acne and stuff. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Anything that comes to mind, any inspirations or just comments even? Well, go ahead and just unmute yourself or type in the text box if you like. Right, that's all right. You can say more things in a minute. There's more things from me to share here. Okay, so acne is about suppressed anger towards self. Right, you know, that anger boils to the surface and then it explodes. Right, so that's why we have this, you know, acne that it looks like a little volcano on your face. And, you know, the skin irritations, you know, like any type of rash, sometimes I'm like, I don't even need to bother going to the doctors because it's an irritation, right? And that means I'm irritated about something. And, you know, I think, okay, what thoughts or beliefs do I have underneath this irritation? And you have to ask yourself and go back and figure it out and then resolve it. It's like having a conversation with yourself, the I and the self. Okay, and then you resolve stuff. Okay, and it's awesome because it can be resolved. And you know, I talk myself out of certain feelings too, but it takes time. And of course, you have that human response, the immediate human response of freaking out or being irritated or panicky. but you move out of that natural man, natural person, over to more saintly person. Okay, so that's why we're here on earth, right? To develop more saintly attributes. So move through it. Don't be mad that you reacted in that way first. At first I was like, oh, I reacted. Oh, I shouldn't have. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm okay. I'm human, but I'm pushing through. So that's good. All right, so we'll get to another skin problem. It's called skin infections. Skin infections. That's when we are not resolved in our path, where we're going, what we're doing, and we let other people's ideas and opinions infect us. You see? So, you know, it was awesome because recently I was talking to a lady and she had some infections and she didn't know which oil. She used everything. And I said to her, you want to do this emotional healing along with these oils because it's you not being resolved, what you want, where you want to go, how you want to live your life, right? And you're allowing somebody else's opinion or their ideas to be part of you when it's not good for you. Right? Obviously it's not good for you and you're uncomfortable with it, but you're trying to buy into it anyways, even if it's your husband, right? So if it's something not good for you, just hold your ground. Be true to yourself. Your inner self will know, and it'll always bring peace or, you know, eventually, right? Things will always work out. All right, so those acne, explosion of anger, okay, that's bottled up and, you know, surfaces eventually. Irritation is skin irritation is irritation within, and that infection. All right. What do you guys think? Does that make sense?
I think I need to get this oil. Like pronto.
Like pronto now. Be on the BOGO tomorrow.
I hope so.
Awesome. Thanks, Tanya. Emma?
I was just gonna say that's interesting how like when I notice a lot of time when my skin breaks out, it's when I'm stressing. It's like when, you know, I'm exploding and I'm making a big deal of everything and then my skin breaks out. And so that's really interesting how that ties together, just like that.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, when it's not resolved, for me, I have to just pause, Jade. Okay, it's that little guy who's been on your face for 2 days. Just pause and think about this. You know, really,
Yeah.
where is it
Mm-hmm.
coming from? Yeah.
So I have a question. So someone that I love and know, I'm not going to name the person, has had a lot of changes in their life lately, like in the last and they've had a really bad breakout all over their face, probably for like maybe 3 months now.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of changes, like moving and just like another milestone in life and things like that happening.
Yeah.
So, and this person is really very calm and doesn't like conflict very much. So is this about not being able to express herself?
Yeah, and
Or
she might be
himself?
calm and collected in public.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
So,
think this person is pretty chill no matter, I mean, she's pretty level most all the time, but I'm just wondering if inside.
yeah, and you're right. It's probably just not aware that you're upset with yourself. You're upset with something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's been doing like a lot of cleansing, like her own like natural cleansing, cutting out lots of things, just to do a process of elimination, like cutting out oils and gluten and lots of things like that. And still, I mean, it's probably been a good 2 months since she started doing the cleanses, So she's not doing doTERRA cleanse. She's just kind of doing it on her own, like cleaning up her diet, which she ate pretty clean before anyway. But any thoughts about that?
Yeah. Well, we have people that are really, they eat clean like that too. But the emotions inside of us, will make it so that we're not absorbing our food right. And it was, even if it's like really super healthy foods. And it's funny because I'm like, oh, it should have. And, and I find that these people still struggle. I have a friend that's super strict about everything she eats, and she's still got rashes and stuff all up. And she looks like this beautiful skinny model, but she's got all these rashes on her skin. And I'm like, that's their skin imperfections, right? And I'm all, you know what? It's just your body's unable to even metabolize the good stuff, right? And at one time, my friend, she's a chiropractor, and she said, this one client that we were helping, he had to eat like almost like baby food, right? Even though we're eating salads and all these things, it's like she's like, body's not ready for it yet. And so I'm all, you think it's going to be healthy for them, but even that, she's like, nope, it's just too I guess fibrous for the body or whatever. Yeah. But the next thing we're going to talk about, the spirit side, it might be revealing.
Okay.
Next too. Yeah. All right. So moving on, guys. So dark energies and spirits are ever present, right? And we need to be self-aware enough to push through it, and we can push through it daily. I used to hold back and hold in, and I feel like some people's negative energies or negative spirits, and then I continue to push myself forward to help them anyways, even when my heart says, don't, stop, it's not safe. But I'm all, whatever. And then, of course, problems happen. And then I'm like, oh, I should have listened. Anyways, now I recognize, wait, I'm uncomfortable. Something's not right. I'm uncomfortable. And then I'm able to just let things go and say, look, I would love to help and resolve this problem with that person. But I think that's just, she's not in the right place. And there's just negative energy around. Anyways, when, how we push through it is just to recognize the lies. So remember, feelings is just the one part, but underneath those feelings are thoughts. And thoughts, certain thoughts are lies, okay? Because we have a belief, the belief is a disconnection to God. But the lies need to be, acknowledged and consciously and intentionally changed. Okay, so here are some common lies that I thought about and going to share with you. Okay, so one of the most common one is, I am not good enough. Right, and there's the truth is, I'm a child of God, and that's good enough. And the other lie is, I will be happy when things are better, when summer's over, when the kids have grown, when. Okay, I'll be happy when. Okay, and the truth is, I choose to be happy now. As I continually progress, because these lies are just exactly what those negative emotions are. They're blaming. They're not self-aware, right? So this helps you be more self-aware and take on the responsibility. I'll start tomorrow. Okay, today is what is real, right? The power is in the now. The lie is, I don't know how to be, and then you can fill in the blank. And then the truth is, God will show me how. I love talking to Jean at the start of this call, because she says, there's no better time. There's never going to be a good time for anything. So just do it now. And I can. Right. And here another lie is, I should be further along by now. So Debbie, it might be that the friend, the lie that she's buying into, I should be further along now. This should have been done by now, or I could have, I should have, whatever. And then I am right where I want to be, right where I need to be, sorry. The other lie is, other people are so lucky, so blessed. And the truth is, I am so blessed. The other lie is, I'm terrible. you know, and I do this sometimes. And, you know, other words that are similes to terrible. And the truth is, it is okay to make mistakes. I accept my humanity. Okay? And the last lie I have here is, I am defined by my weight, race, wealth, education, etc. You can just list it out, what you decide to define yourself as. The truth is, I'm a child of God, and I am of infinite worth just by being me. Okay? So I'm going to go through this a little bit with you, all right, and just kind of hash it out. Alrighty. So just your heart will help you know when you got it. Okay, your heart will feel that peace when you release that lie. And you know, this is a wonderful oil. HD Clear is a wonderful oil to help you not suppress any of that rubbish anymore, and be more self-aware. And part of the self-awareness is just talking yourself out of these stupid lies. Okay, so I'm not good enough. You know, oh boy, like if I say raise your hands, I think a lot of us will raise our hands, right? So this is our new belief, guys. I'm a child of God, and that's good enough, right? I'm a child of God, and that's good enough. Smell those oils and just let it be. So here's the reasoning that I think of, and you can add to it too, guys. You can comment on the bottom of this post, and you know, it'll be a beautiful conversation for everybody to read. So let God be the judge of you, right, or me, or whatever. With our limited understanding, we don't have all the information to cast judgments on ourselves. So why we're saying we're not good enough, right? So let God do his job. Don't take his job. You are good enough now. I like to do this a lot here, just to consider a healthy child learning how to walk for the first time. In your mind, think of this little kid. He's picking himself up and he's wobbly and he's walking across the room, and guess what? He's going to fall a few times. And do you say to him, give up already? You're not made out to walk. Right? We don't say that. Of course not. All right? We say, hey, get back up. Try again, darling. Okay, you can do it. You've got it inside of you to walk. Right? We do that. But likewise, you have it inside of you to walk through this life's journey. You do. You have all the skills and the knowledge and stuff. And when you need a teacher or a mentor or somebody, that person will come. They will appear in your life. You know, and all the tools and the mechanisms are inside of you. Right? So continue to tap into that truth and the light within, and just trust that you're good enough. Okay, that's how I talk myself out of it. If you guys have better ideas, just help me help me here. Right. Alrighty. Thank you, Tanya. All right, the next one. I will be happy when things are better, when summer's over, when winter's over. You know, when my kids go back to school, when. All right, so I choose to be happy now as I continue to progress. Maybe your friend, I'll be happy when I'm done unpacking, when I'm done moving, or when I'm done, whatever. All right, I'm just going to choose to be happy now as I continually progress. We're always going to be in the middle of something, in the middle of a journey, right? So when will never come, okay? And you are already here for the next when, okay? That happiness, though, you know, you're holding your happiness like an arm's reach away, you know, right? And it's like, I'm not going to allow myself to be happy. So I can't be happy, or, you know, or else I'll stop progressing or something. It's just some sort of false belief, like I'm not allowed to be happy. No, not yet. All right. And that's a kind of a fear. The truth is, happiness begets more happiness. So your progression will be expedited when you allow yourself to be happy now. Suddenly you progress faster, okay? But there's some crazy belief inside that, oh, I won't be happy until I reach the next rank, or whatever it is that we do. Our business becomes better or whatever. So sometimes it's because we are not clear on what we want and, you know, how we want to live our lives. What is it that you want, right? And sometimes I think I know what I want, but then I have to revisit it again and then refine it and revisit again and refine it again, okay? So, you know, writing it down one time, Doesn't cut it. So sometimes people have some obscure picture in their mind, you know, maybe, oh, just have a family, a home, a good job, right? But you haven't really intentionally adopted it, right? Sometimes you check the boxes of society. I had a girlfriend tell me she was asleep all her life until she started healing with the essential oils. She said, yeah, Jade, I went to college. I got married. I bought a house. I got a good job. I did all of the things I meant to do, but I was still unhappy. You know, check, 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 check. And she's like, what's up with that? It's because you haven't intentionally decided to be happy and what will make you happy, what will make you unhappy, okay? So you got to decide what your path is. And that's about being self-aware, right? So when everything is perfect and you are perfect and you are walking on water, then guess what? You would have gone home with Heavenly Father, with God already. You're not going to be here. So if you're still here on earth, we've still got stuff to learn, right? So I tell people, okay, earth is for people who are still practicing heaven, right? In other words, we're practicing happy. Does that make sense? Yeah. So our friend Tanya says she likes vision boards. Yeah, be clear on what you want, right? So I find that I have to review and refine a lot of the things I want. Sometimes I think I want that, and then I end up, it doesn't really make me that happy. It's stuff. It's stuff. The essence is being on my path, my divine path. That's what makes me happy. And Ben is a great example to me. He likes to read his goals and things, and be clear on where he wants to go. He does it nearly every day, so it's amazing. Okay, almost done, you guys. And here, let's talk about, I'll start tomorrow. So to remember, today's real, okay, and there's power in the now. So yesterday, or today, is yesterday's tomorrow. Today's yesterday's tomorrow, right? So yesterday and tomorrow is not real. So our days are made up of 2 days. So whatever it is that you want to do, start today. Okay, you have the power to choose and create. So even if it's a little bit of planning, if you want to lose weight or something, just decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and this is just take one step towards that. Or you're saving money, or you know, put $1 aside. Do it now. You know, any small step. Okay, you want to be successful at your business. You know, write down some goals and then call one person. Whatever it is, do it now. 2 great books I want to share with you to help you understand the power of now and to quit saying I'll start tomorrow is The Power of Now. Okay, that's great. And the book The Slight Edge. And maybe I'll put a link in there with the author later on. So if you want to lose weight, for example, you know, what do you have to do to make it happen, right? Make those choices now, right? And you know, ask yourself some honest questions. If you want to do something and then you're saying, oh, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, ask yourself, what's stopping me from doing it now? All right, and then maybe you can be self-aware enough to kind of find out what the fear is. Okay, I'm going to pause. Anyone want to say anything? Okay. HD clear, there's a lot to digest, huh? Yeah. All right. I think the next thing here is, I don't know how to be, and then God will show you how. So fill in the blanks. I don't know how to be a good wife, a good mother, a good business owner, a good friend, or whatever it is. You know, if it's very important to you and, you know, you really want it, then God will show you how. And this here is, I think, one thing that I think I've, I guess, progressed in, I feel. As an adult, I wanted to learn the piano, and I felt like, wait, I kept saying I don't know how, and then I said, no, God will show me how. And then I was able to help and teach myself how to play the piano. So not very good. Don't tell people, because otherwise I'll have to play at church. But yeah, anyways. So adopt new beliefs Like, you know, God will show me how to be a great mother. God will show me how to be a great wife, a great businesswoman, or whatever it is that you want to adopt. That one's a lot easier than the other things. But it's like identifying that false belief, okay? Right. So I should be further along now. Oh boy, you know what? This has been a revelation for me for the last few years. You know, when I felt this, I thought at this age I should have been da 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 da, and then I realized, wait, this is making me very sad. Where is the magic rule book that tells Jade that I'm supposed to be at a certain place at this certain age at this certain time? There's none, right? You know, define further along, Jade. I don't know. What do I want, right? Just ask yourself those honest questions, right? And then, you know, look at your life, and if there's lessons that are repeating, and that's probably what you're feeling. You're feeling that Groundhog's Day because you haven't really learned those lessons, right? And that's probably what it feels. And you know what? God knew that. God knew that you need a couple of bangs on the head, right? And then you're right where you should be anyways, right? And like, I know I tell a lot of people, if you didn't fall flat on your face and all these things didn't happen in your life, we wouldn't have met, right? You're further along, and this is the right time, and we are meeting at the perfect time, right? So don't go backwards and beat yourself up. I should have, would have, could have. No, this is the time. This is the right time. This is where I need to be, right? He knew that. He knew that you're going to need a couple of practices, right? Somehow the intelligent universe compensates, and he catches you up if you feel like, you know, a bit behind. So it's quite amazing. I felt that before. And now, you know, I was pondering the other day, I'm thinking, you know, if you're thinking about retiring from a career, we got it. We are ahead, really. But, you know, because of our my lack of gratitude and lack of spiritual vision, at first I thought I'm not as far along as I wanted to be. So anyways, you got to just allow and see the perfection in life and allow that serendipity to happen. Okay, so HT Clear helps us let go of the guilt of the past. Isn't that great? This oil is like, you know, an amazing oil that maybe we didn't realize it could help us with so much. Okay, so 2 more things. I am terrible. So the truth is, it's okay to make mistakes. I accept my humanity. Again, I just tell myself, hey, let God be the judge. We're still progressing, and there's no need to punish ourselves. You know, when you say those mean things about yourself, it's a punishment, right? And you're trying to drill it into your psyche so you don't do it again. But that's a fear, right? So we need to let that go and allow ourselves to be human. And you know, I can, you know, cry it out usually, and then I tell myself I'll be better next time, and without all that mental abuse. Right? When I start saying these things to myself, I just tell myself, hey, stop, no, let's not go there. You know, I think, okay, 80% good enough, because I'm human. Yeah, it's funny because in the world, the natural consequences, you touch fire, you're going to get burned. It's going to hurt. What are you going to do? Put yourself in timeout for 2 days because you touch fire? You know, don't add to it. Let God and the universe give you the natural consequences, and don't, you know, play God, basically. I had a girlfriend, she's like, you know what, I just moved into this nice house. We have 3 bedrooms and all 3 kids can have their own bedrooms. But, you know, my husband insists on them sharing the 1 bedroom. And I'm like, why? That's weird. He's like, well, when he was growing up, he had a lot of siblings and they had to learn how to share a bedroom. You know, they have to get along. And I'm like, okay. And, you know, I said, well, what's the logic? You know, because he's gone through trials. They have to have those same trials. I'm like, you know what? God has a lot of special trials for your son and your daughters. You know what? Let him do it. Let him do it. Your job is to love your kids. You know, I'm not saying, you know, tell you how to be a parent, but I promise you, there's going to be their own special package of trials. So let's not add to it. We don't need to. Trust me. So anyways, she had another example too. So I'm like, that's interesting. Yeah, it's like us. We, why do we punish ourselves further when God didn't do it? You're like, yeah, you're already in pain because you've messed up. Don't go too far. Alrighty, and the next thing here is I am defined by my weight, race, wealth, education. So this is this teenage thing. Yeah, this is a teenager coming up. Comparing, right? Getting into that trap of comparison. So you just say, I'm a child of God and I am of infinite worth just by being me. And the issue is you just have to figure out who me is. And you can, try different things and see what fits. Right? That's why those teenagers wear funky clothes and things. Because they're just trying out the waters and figuring out who they are. So, I think if we catch ourselves when we're measuring ourselves against the worldly measures, if we catch ourselves and stop ourselves, then we can take it back a notch and then say, hey, what God thinks of me is more important than what everyone else, because you know what, trends and styles and everything, they change all the time. They're like the wind, they just go back and forth and all over the place. How do you keep up, right? So allow yourself to grow up and quit comparing, because comparison kills joy, right? Comparison kills joy. So deep breath in, everyone. Let go, right? I'm going to grow up now, right? I'm not going to define myself by anything physical here. I find when I accept myself and surrender to my uniqueness, miracles happen, and it's easier. It's easier. I don't have to do too much, and it's not that hard. So that's it, guys. It's a lot to think about. So what do you guys think? Any comments? Yep, there's your top 10 uses.
Oh, sorry, I just entered.
Hi,
I thought this. Hi.
We'll
Is
do
this your?
this poll in a minute, like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you, guys. The other people that are on the call for that too. Thank you. Yeah.
On Tuesday nights or Wednesdays afternoon in Australia.
Yeah, the Wednesday afternoon for Australia.
Our
We have 2 meetings back to back.
Our business calls always follow the wellness topic.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.
Alrighty.
Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to add about our
HD
Essential
Clear
Oil Spotlight HD Clear?
All right, so this is going to be recorded, so you can rewatch it, and you can actually read it on jbolden.com/HD Clear. Alrighty.
Okay, we'll go ahead and stop the recording.
Thank you for joining us.